In this video, we're going to be going over the huge market crash happening right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. I'll be going over when's the best time to be selling your cards, buying cards, and just overview of the market right now. As you guys know, yesterday we did get some insanely good content with the interdimensional packs. I did include Dark Matter Bull, Dark Matter Luka Doncic. We got the Hero Bull, some super expensive cards, and then also we got Tim Thomas as well back in Myteam. He also does have his hero version as well. So we got two new Dark Matter hero cards, and then also like the Galaxy Opals were very solid. Marc Gasol, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, Lamar Odom, Kevin Porter Jr. Like those five names right there are very solid from the Galaxy Opals in the interdimensional set. And then you also look at some pink diamonds like Isaac Bonga, solid, and then that cheesy George Mirasan, who doesn't have the greatest speed but is still going to be a 7'7" card and super glitchy at that 5. So all around was a really balanced content drop, great budget cards, and then some of the best cards in the game came from this interdimensional pack. For example, Tim Thomas, I think in a lot of people's eyes is a top 3, maybe even the best shooting guard in the game, and he's also going to be fairly expensive, around 400k. You look at a card like Luka Doncic, he's going for over 600,000 MT, maybe 650. You look at Bull, he's still over 700,000 MT, and that's just for these cards base version. If you go over to the hero set and you want to take a look at Tim Thomas's hero, he's over a million MT. I would say like 1.1 to 1.2. You take a look at Bull, he's easily over 1.5 million MT, probably closer to like 1.7, 1.8 mil, maybe even 2 million MT for the hero Bull. So there's just going to be so many expensive cards on the auction house right now, and this has caused the market to crash like crazy for pretty much every single card in the game. Marc Gasol is also fairly cheap for being a really good budget big, so he's going to drop the price of cards like, you know, Peter Gudmundsson. And I will say Marc Gasol, he's actually staying fairly expensive. Like I thought he was going to be a budget card, but people realize, you know, how good of a center card he actually is. So he's still about, you know, 60,000 MT, 50,000. So he's going to be super expensive. I think he's worth the price though, because he's a really elite center. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr., I would say he's closer to being on the budget side. But yeah, some of these Galaxy Opals are fairly expensive. But yeah, KPJ, I would say is like a really good budget point guard. But talking about the rest of the cards, for example, pretty much the entire market is a lot lower than it was on Thursday before the content drop. So right now would be an amazing time to buy some cards. Dwight Howard, he's super low in price. If you look at the cards in the out of position set, you look at cards like Kevin Garnett, you look at cards like Ron Artest, especially, are a little bit lower than they normally were. And I think right now would be a great time to go ahead and pick up these cards. For example, Jokic is at an all-time low compared to where he was last week. I've seen Jokic's N for around like 450 to 500. So he's fairly cheap as well compared to what he used to be. If we look at the cards in the Supersonic set, I mean, if we take a look at Kevin Durant, he's going to be a little bit lower. Will Chamberlain, just the entire market is going to be dropped a decent amount. So if you guys are looking to buy some cards, I think right now will be an amazing time to do so. I want to check cards like AK's price. I want to see where he's kind of at, because I know he was like 70 to 80k before the content drop. Is he around the same price tag? Did he go up? Did he go down? For some reason, it looks like he actually went up in price. He was about 80,000 MT. Now he's back up to about 95k. So it looks like he did go back up in price. Not every single card in the game, especially these lower tier ones, are not all going to crash a lot. It's mainly just the Dark Matters, I will say, that do go down a decent amount. Ricky Davis, around the same price tag. He's a tad bit lower. He's like 65k right now. He was about 75 to 80 before the content drop. I also want to take a look at a card like Jonathan Bender. I know he was about, you know, 50k, 55 before the content drop. Now he's down to like 34, maybe 30,000 MT at the lowest. So some cards are down like a decent amount for like the pink diamonds. If you look at a card like Luke Walton, he's also going to be back down in price. If you look at a card like Dino Raja, he's also going to be back down in price below 10,000 MT. He rised back up to like 15,000, you know, 17,000, and now he's back below 10,000. So the entire market is pretty much down in price. Also a card like Taco, which I didn't really expect. Like he's like, I would say around the same price. I thought he would drop a lot more than he did. He's around the same price. He might be a tad bit lower depending when you're looking at the market. And then also cards like T-Mac. I mean, T-Mac has been averaging a lot lower than he normally goes for. For example, this is a 40 HOF T-Mac, only at just over a million MT with 3 minutes left. And I've seen some T-Macs that are base, or like, you know, only a couple extra HOFs go for like under a million MT, which we haven't seen for a while. Also cards like Yao Ming, he went down a little bit in price, especially on Friday, because I'm recording this Saturday and you guys are seeing this Saturday. But the best time to be buying these cards, just so you guys know in the future, is going to be on Friday. at around like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern is usually the ideal time to be buying cards, especially from previous seasons, whether you wanted to always pick up a Yao Ming, or you're going after a T-Mac, or you're going after a Taco Fall, you're going after a, I don't know, Kristaps, for example, right? Those type of cards, the best time to buy them is easily going to be on Friday during the afternoon, right around when the new cards do expire at around 3 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the best time to buy cards. Still, right now, the market's really low and a great time to buy some cards if you guys are looking to. I'm just letting you guys know for the future, that is like the most ideal time to be buying new cards or older cards is going to be on Friday at around 3 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, Cade's a little bit lower in price. Devin Booker's a little bit lower in price. Like D-Book's under 300k, which is kind of crazy for his dark matter version, or at least he's around 300,000. Looking at the other out of position set, the out of position 1, Jimmy Butler's still fairly low. Bill Russell, he's actually down a decent amount. I think Bill Russell's ending for around 200k, maybe 250 at most. So if you guys are looking to buy any of these cards, I think it's a great buyer's market. And then if you guys are looking to sell, I would say you probably want to wait until at least Sunday to be selling your cards in your collection or on your squad. Like, I want to sell my Taco Fall sometime soon. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing so now. I mean, you can maybe get away with it because it's Taco Fall and he's still probably going to sell for a good amount of MT. But for me personally, I'm probably going to wait till at least Sunday to go ahead and sell Taco. Maybe even wait a little bit longer till, you know, even Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. I think that would probably even be a better time. If you want to hold, I think could be a great time to do so. But yeah, guys, just want to get you guys an updated market talk video, just going over the market and letting you guys know that right now is going to be an excellent time to be buying some cards because the market's super low. Tim Thomas, he's super expensive. Luka Doncic, he's super expensive. And Bol is also super expensive, which has just caused the market to drop completely because these are some of the best cards in the game. Like Bol, at least in my opinion, is the best small forward. Luka's probably the best or the second best point guard. You look at a card like Tim Thomas, like I mentioned, especially his hero version, I think is probably the best shooting guard in the game. I think it's really close between him and Terry Dischinger and him and Tracy McGrady. But like, for example, if you can get Tim Thomas for, let's say, 550, right? If you can get Tim Thomas for 550 and people are paying over a million MT for T-Mac, I would say Tim Thomas is a way better value price. Getting him for almost half the price compared to T-Mac, I think that's a really good purchase. And also compared to Terry Dischinger, who's still going to be hyper expensive with all of these dark matter lock-in cards that you do have to purchase. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the market currently? Let me know what cards you guys are trying to buy, what cards you guys are trying to sell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.